Many Muslims believe that in the end times there's going to be a worldwide government under Islam, under Sharia law. But here's a fact. Sharia law does not work. Sharia law plunges the whole society into chaos with people killing each other, and it eliminates any advancement in technology, any advancement in society. Islam does not work, and Sharia law does not work. And that's proof that Islam is not from God. You want to see what's from God and what works? Look at the government of the United States of America for the first 200 years, from 1776 to 1976. The most prosperous nation, even up to 2001. It was really in 2001. I mean, if you think about it, actually 2004. If you think about it, the United States, the finances, the economy, everything just was so strong. And then in the 80s, you had the technology starting to build up. Computers were coming onto the scene. And then in the early 90s, you got the cell phone technology and internet technology developing very rapidly. And then by the end of the 1990s, 2000, I mean, the United States was the dominant country because of freedom and creativity that comes from the freedom. And then, so you had the technology bubble, which really caused the economy to be very strong. I mean, you had Microsoft, and you had Sun Microsystems, and you had Adobe, and you had Apple, and all these companies, including our military as well, like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, all these companies, just creative thinking and freedom, and just the economy was so strong. And then you had the housing bubble, and real estate went really high up to about 2005. Okay, but Sharia law, if you look at Islamic nations that are under Sharia law, they're poor. They don't have any innovation coming out of them. They don't have any technology coming out of them. Now they want our technology. Oh, sure, they love to have a nice American-made car. They love to have the iPhones and they love to get on the internet, but that didn't come out of Islam. That didn't come out of Sharia law. The fact of the matter is this: when the mark of the beast comes out, it may be run by Muslims. Okay, there may be high-level Muslims in there, but the fact of the matter is it will not be Sharia law. It'll be some sort of weird bastardized government that tries to be as prosperous as the United States, but in a different way. And they basically, when the mark of the beast comes out, creativity and technology is going to come to a halt. There's going to be no more advancement. And anything that has to do with Islam is like the kiss of death when it comes to prosperity, happiness, and good living. In other words, prosperity comes to an end as soon as Islam moves in. And after a while, it becomes a desert wasteland. That's why if you look at Israel, Israel is a perfect example. First of all, it was Great Britain that took over the land and took it from the Ottoman Empire. That's the Christian nation, by the way. Hello, that's the granddaddy of the United States of America and Canada, and it's a Christian nation too. And it was Great Britain who was the dominant force during the time of age of imperialism. And then they gave birth to America, and then America became the dominant force. And Islam has basically been crushed under the feet of Great Britain and then the United States. It's just like Satan being crushed under the feet of men. The Bible says that the serpent will be under our feet, and Daesh and ISIS. That's why they don't like the name Daesh, is because it means to be crushed underfoot. But here's the thing. Sharia law doesn't work. So the end time government of the beast and the mark of the beast, it may have some Islamic. See, what they were going to try to do is make peace with everybody. So they're going to try to they're going to include a bunch of Islamic symbolism to try to prevent all those crazy militants who are committing acts of barbarian, just suicide bombers. But they won't be able to. It's gonna be crazy, basically, and it's hard to know exactly how things are gonna play out. But the point I'm trying to make is proof that Islam is not from God is the fact that Sharia law does not work. It just doesn't work. It doesn't bring about a better society. It doesn't bring about creativity and freedom. It does not bring about advancement in technology. That's why like ISIS and Boko Haram, if it wasn't for what they steal, they don't. Basically, ISIS has no capability to build their own weapons and to build their own vehicles and to build their own computers. They're completely incapable of that. The whole world of Islam is completely unable to build an iPhone or a Macintosh computer or a stealth fighter. The whole world of Islam is completely incapable of even building a good AK-47. I mean, what do they build? They make soccer balls, clothing, and run-of-the-mill, cheap, low-quality, low-grade AK-47s. That's it. Oh, and suicide bomb vests and the burqa. Meanwhile, the rest of the world, even back in the days of the Industrial Revolution, is more advanced than Islam of today. I'm talking about Great Britain, the United States, 100 years ago, in 1901. By 1903, the development of flight and the internal combustion engine far surpasses anything that Islam is doing today in 2015. And these are facts. You can research that. Islam does not work and it's not from God. And if I'll prove it. Go to the moon. Develop a nuclear bomb without the help of Einstein. See, it's Christians and Jews who bring that stuff forth. See, they can't do it. Build an iPhone. Go ahead, Islam. Let's see your version. Can you imagine if a Muslim nation tried to build something like an iPhone? It would be just this ridiculous, like, they can't do it. It would be made out of rocks and sticks, and I'm just saying, they can't do it. And they hate the United States. They hate America, the great Satan. Yet, they want to have cars that are made in the West. They want to use computers and iPhones and Android phones and get on the internet. Well, I'm sorry, but stupid is stupid. I'm just saying. Anyway, so when the beast comes to its fruition, it will be similar. There will be Muslim influence on it, but Islam and Sharia law just does not work. And so the closer they try to make it Islamic, the more it's going to just fall apart. All of society. And so just wanted to point that out for anybody who's a Muslim and thinks Islam is superior. I'm sorry. Islam is far inferior. I'm just saying. Muhammad, he was not very smart. The reason he had to kill everybody, the reason he had to behead people is because he wasn't smart enough to be able to figure out how to defeat them and rule over them. I'm just saying, people who have a brain and can figure things out operate differently. And that's what I'm going to insult Muslims. Muslims are stupid. I'll just say it right now. I'm just saying. Come get me. As a matter of fact, the only Muslims who are truly prosperous can trace some of their lineage all the way back to the sons of Joseph. I'm just saying. Because really, they get saved and give their life to Jesus. And they're part of the sons of Abraham. But the rest of them are just a bunch of monkey dummies growing furry old hairy beards and killing each other. And they hate the West. But yet they do want to have internet, which they get from the West. And they would like to have nice cars, and all their military stuff is stuff they stole. I'm just saying, they're just stupid.